person in the audience spoke up and said, you know, you're preaching to the choir. You know, we're all here because we're on board, we're with you. So, given the wonderful opportunities that you guys see, especially as professionals in the community, what can we do to harness these opportunities? What in your opinion is what's the low-hanging fruit? What can we get on board with to do?
You want me to tell you about the solar thermal system?
I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but I can tell you that as a manufacturer in the area, what we have been trying to do is to educate and make people more aware. So we're participating in the How It's Made with the Discovery Channel. We're participating in some zero-energy homes that are going along with Mark Rutenberg in Tampa. So that'll be on a PBS special that goes across the nation as well. We are actually large proponents in educating and retraining, I guess, plumbers and roofers and things like that. So we provide training classes, and they're either held here in Jacksonville or they're held in North Carolina. You know, I think the biggest issue is that people have a lack of understanding. They don't recognize what's going on. They don't understand how inexpensive it actually can be. And if you can have a positive cash flow on day one and do something good for the environment, then why wouldn't you?
I love that question. There's so much opportunity, and you're right, it's education. We want to educate all the families in Jacksonville that they can grow their own food. They have a space, even if they live in a small condo, the backyard balcony. My family and I, we've taken our urban lot and created the Jack's Urban Permaculture Farm. We have chickens, we have ducks, we have geese, we have rabbits, and we're growing all of our own food. And people can do that right now here in Jacksonville. It just takes education, and you as a group getting the word out and say, hey, you don't have to be afraid. You can do this because it can be done.
You saw in the movie that all these big power generation companies, they're so large because they can't store the energy. And what batteries do is store energy. And what we're finding is that not only can't they store energy, they don't even think about storing energy. And so what we're setting up, we're in discussions right now, is basically a university level learning center for the power companies to learn about how you store energy. And that's really an issue, because when you get to somebody who's trying to design a power system for a community, they need to be thinking about storing energy instead of making ever larger investments in basically coal generators. And so that's one of the things that we're working on in a way to try to give back, but also we believe it will help our business. The reason we came to Jacksonville was because we wanted the talent that we believe is here in Jacksonville to be able to operate our factory. That's the selfish reason. And if you want to know what you can give us your talent.
I guess from a wind energy standpoint, sort of taking the discussion up to another level, you've probably heard and seen offshore wind farms, and that is the new sort of cycle of development that's going on, and especially in the Northeast. Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, these areas also have great winds to be harvested from the offshore area. The second area, which is very similar, is tidal energy and other forms of ocean energy that can be utilized. And the technologies obviously are very similar to wind turbines, and that's one of the things that is being, I guess, researched a lot. The last thing is the leading utility that owns the most amount of wind assets happens to be Florida Power and Light. They are the leading owners of wind assets, although they have. I don't believe they have any consumers or customers outside of Florida. It just happens to be an